This week on the Push Pull Legs podcast, we talk about qualifications. What do we need on your CV? How to run a little 6-week weight loss. And, of course, it's a quiz for Dan, nutrition top 10.
Ready.
And 3, 2, 1. We've checked the UK PTs group. We're ready to go.
Hey guys, welcome to the Push Pull Legs podcast with myself, Dammy.
And me, Tom Hall. What's going on, bro?
Did we establish if I did that last week or not? I can't remember.
I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't listen to it back. I should probably do that. Well, it's out this week, isn't it?
It's out in like 2 seconds. Well, whenever, at some point tomorrow morning, it'll be out. So as people, we've got that 1 week lag because we're so organised now.
Well, that's it. We have that. We do have a bit of a lag. Okay, cool. Hope all is well with everyone. Hope everyone had a. Well, we're getting a week behind. We're filming this the day after Easter bank holiday, so hope you had a great time. Easter bank holiday. Well, that is the best bank holiday, isn't it? I think.
It's
like
good.
all the others. Like all the others where you get like the May bank holidays. You get the August. I think there's one in August. Is there one in August? Yeah. No, I can't remember.
There's one late. I feel that is a late bank holiday in August, isn't there?
Yeah, I feel like there is. I just always feel like even with all like the half terms with schools and stuff as well, like I just feel like Easter, it's just like such a good bank holiday weekend usually. I think it's just because it's the start of like the summer, innit? I always feel like it's the start. It's the first one you've had where the clocks have gone forward. You got a bit more light. I feel like it's the start of it. People start to realize, oh shit, summer's on its way. We've got this time off. It can be nice in summer. Yeah, it's just my view of it.
It's good. We ate outside, like at home at my parents' house. That's the first time we did eat. Like we ate outside and then we ate dessert inside because it got cold. But the intention was there because we were like, we're British. No, we're going to stay outside for as long as we can whilst it's not. Yeah, and then we're like, it's a bit cold in it. We should probably go inside for dessert. Like, okay. It was But I ate a lot. Well, I've gone, obviously I'm diet because why not? Because I want to. And the whole Easter weekend, I realized it's a week over, but I've gone for the method of eat all of the gifts or Easter eggs that I got given as quickly as possible, and just get it over and done with. Because it's like all or nothing for me. I can't do the whole pick at it. It did go through my mind because I knew I'd get a few Easter eggs, just because knew that popular, and but I was just like, I'm splitting through them. So I had like at least 1.5 on Sunday. I think I had at least 1.5 yesterday. I've got like 1 and a bit to go. So that'll be seen off tonight, I think. If not by midday tomorrow.
Mate, I wish I had a big stash. I don't have a big stash. We got Isabel. We got a one Lindt bunny, which I ate. And then she got a sausage dog from Marks and Spencer's. They had like a little chocolate sausage dog, so she got that. But she's not big on her sweets, to be fair. One thing about Isabel, to be fair to her, she does like the odd sweet here and there, but she would never sit and eat a whole Easter egg. She just wouldn't do it. It just doesn't have that. She just doesn't have that hunger. She doesn't really like me and Laura. Not me and Laura, like we barely eat anything. And she's got the same thing. She just doesn't really eat a lot in one go. So you could leave her with loads of chocolate and she wouldn't eat it all. Whereas some kids would just be like, make themselves sick, just eat everything. Yeah,
that is me.
Me to a T.
I have definitely done that where I've been like, even as an adult, eating too much chocolate and then regretted it. Been like, that's a commonality, unfortunately. But good Easter weekend. I got back out playing golf. Slightly hungover playing golf. It's not always a good thing. So.
It is not, is it, Tom?
No, but we're all good. We've got to put my practice in before Dan versus Tom round 3. Didn't really count.
I think it's going to be official, isn't it? Official round 3. Yeah, I think it's 1-1.
Official round 3. Yeah, it's 1-1. But obviously last time, if we were counting singular wins, then I'm up. But we're not.
But this time around as well, though, we've only got. We'll have played the courses the same amount of times as each other, pretty much. Like I've only played Yas Links one more time than you, but you've played it twice now.
No, I played Yas Links once.
once. So this will be my third time and your second. I know all the others are brand new courses, so you can't even get me on the whole. Like,
when we played it the first time, Dan had a complete meltdown, and I played really well. So I will enjoy it again. Yeah.
I played better the second time I went though. When I went with Suck, I think I shot. It's actually 81, 80. So yeah,
I quite like that course. That's more my style of course, I feel.
I love it. I just wish, I say this to someone, I just wish it was closer, because the membership there isn't actually very expensive. No, it's not at all, and it's a really, really nice course. It's the only course out of all the ones that, again, we'll see after we finish playing them. But there are some courses around here, like for example, to pay to play at my course costs more than it does at Yaslink's, which is ridiculous because it's nowhere near the same level. So it is really worth the money. It's the one place I don't mind paying for because it's just such a good place to play golf. So yeah, that'd be fun, won't it, mate? That'd be good fun. I've got a few weeks to get back into form. I'm not in form at the moment, to be fair. I hit my 69, and then after that, I've been a bit shaky. But it's because I changed my putter grip, didn't I? That wasn't a good idea.
Oh,
literally after that round, the day after I changed it, and I was like, that's not a good idea. So I've got to get used to that a bit. But yeah, we're all good, mate. We're all good. Can't complain. It's sunny. It's warm. It's going to be warm when we play as well. That's the other thing. Some of the times we're playing in the afternoon, but
it's true. I'm going to be
test for everyone.
I'm going to be fucked. I will be incredibly red. Need to buy as much sunblock as possible.
That is advisable, Tom. Yes.
Yeah. Don't worry. I will be there. I'm the person who reapplies about 3 to 4 times during like the 3-4 hours of playing golf, and Dan just laughs at me. But yeah, skin cancer, isn't it? It's not good.
It's not a laughing matter, is it? Skin cancer, let's be
honest. I'll be that. Like, I'm cool. I've got I put my moisturizer with SPF on every morning.
Yeah, you're so cool, man.
Fun. Mainly because like I feel like I'm getting old as well. Because wrinkles in it. So don't want those.
You are.
Apparently, it's the trick is as much sunblock as possible. Apparently, so yeah, all good. What's been happening in your week, Dan? Has anything?
Not a lot, mate. To be honest, not a huge amount. Obviously, it's been a bit chilled on it with Easter. Noticed it considerably over the weekend. Less texts from clients, less things going on. I think less people just on Instagram in general. People doing things. Again, that's the thing. That's the thing I like about the weekend is I think it's like, because it's a longer weekend. Again, with Easter, it's like people do take a holiday and they do switch off from stuff. Like I had a few coaches say, "Oh, I'm going to switch off this weekend." I'm like, yeah, cool. Like that's kind of like what I think is good for. But other people are going to be doing the same thing. So it's I think it's that's why I quite like it.
Yeah, I made the conscious decision of like I just did my normal check-ins on Friday morning, and then I was like, "Yeah, that's me done." I was like, "I'm not going to touch it until Tuesday morning." I had a couple of like WhatsApp, as you generally do, but like messages to send. But I was just like, "Nope, everybody, I'm out of office until Tuesday morning." So, which was nice. It was good. It was needed as well because my Whoop band was telling me off. But I think that was because I was burning at both ends. So.
Yeah, don't burn your Whoop band, mate. That'll ruin it. Don't do that.
All the Whoop. I've got like.
I look forward to seeing what your Whoop says about the weather over here. Whether it notices a change in your sleep patterns or your, your
true, yeah,
body temperature. Would be interesting.
I mean, my body temperature is too high anyway. It tells me.
God, well, you're in trouble, aren't
you? My skin temperature and stuff. It's always like you elevated, but I do wear long sleeves fairly frequently, which would elevate my skin temperature. And also, I am the warmest human being ever going. I just don't get that cold.
Did I mention that I got a new Oura ring? Did I say? Did I give a shout out?
Yeah, you said. Yeah.
It's definitely an improved Oura ring. So like before, my sleep scores were just always really, really bad. And I'm consistently now getting better scores. I don't know if it's because it reads things a bit better. If it's more up to speed, or if just that's my own bias, I prefer it because I think it's right now. I was just worried that my sleep was really, really bad, and now it's actually like starting to be better. The sleep scores and readiness scores seem to be more appropriate for how I feel, which is quite interesting. Like I know when I've had a good night's sleep, and I look back and go, "Oh, I have had a good night's sleep there," stuff like that. So it's quite useful. I now trust the data a bit more. Now that I've managed to, I told them that my battery was bad, and I didn't think it was, and then lo and behold, they were like, "No, it is bad." I was like, "Okay, brilliant." So that's good.
It has been a conscious, like, since I've got Whoop, I definitely have trained more and done stuff better. There was a posting actually in UKPTs that was talking about like wearables and stuff. Like, unless you're an elite athlete, is it actually good to have one? And you can see by me and Dan, we're not elite athletes, and we would say,
well,
definitely.
Speak for yourself. My golf game's trending that way. So
is it? Okay. Yeah, I would definitely say, yeah, fuck it. If you could afford a wearable, I would definitely. It's such a motivator for me, massively. Like,
yeah, I think. I think it definitely makes you think about things a little bit differently. Like I always want to check my sleep and my resting heart rate and if I'm getting fitter or not. Like again, little daft things that since I started playing more football, being more active, my resting heart rate's come down. Like no shit, Sherlock, right? With that sort of stuff.
We'll put it in perspective. So I've worn mine for just over a month now. So just for March, I got it on March the 8th, and I actually trained. So over, I guess that's 22 days or so. I actually trained 12 times. That's far better than I normally would do. And activities, I did 20. So that was golf and stuff. And I ran. So actually, yeah, I trained 14 times. Fucking hell. I need to calm down.
You're about to say, mate, calm down. You can do something. You know you're old now.
Fucking hell. I need to, what is going on? But still, again, the functional fitness stuff is still shit. It's still wank. Yeah. It's just non-existent. But what was interesting was the golf stuff. I carried and walked on, which Dan doesn't do. On he's too posh.
Only because he's not loud, mate. Let's just clarify. He's not lazy. You're just not loud.
It's lazy. He's a lazy cunt. I walked and carried, and my heart rate would have been elevated because I was slightly hungover. But I was in zone 2 for at least like an hour. I said zone 1, zone 2 stuff for over 2 hours, 3 hours of that round that I was played. It was the slowest round in the world. You would hate it, mate. Like 5 hours it took me.
Oh, fuck me, kill me now. 4 hours is too long.
I know, it was so slow.
We got around the other day. I was playing with one of the lads, and we at the halfway mark, we were left to do after doing 9 holes. We did the first 9 in an hour and 20, and then we did the second 9 in an hour and 10. Like that's how you play golf. Like that's like I can't. And the thing is, we finished the other day, and we were like, we don't even think we play quickly. It's not even like we run up to the ball and hit it. Yeah. Like you still look, you still take your time, you think about what you're doing. Like I don't get how people play so slow. Like, I don't understand what they're doing. Like even on putts and stuff, we're reading them, we're taking our time, thinking about it. Like it's not like you just rush in and do it. Yeah, I can't work out what people are doing, but then you realize people are hitting it into the bushes and finding it. And I get that side of it. Like we don't do that as much, but still, you see people taking time over all these shots, and I'm like, oh my god, mate, come on. Like, you know the ones that wait. The ones that wait and they're 250 yards away from the green, and you can see that they're not ever going to hit the green, and they just wait. Top it 3 yards.
But my HRV data has definitely trended higher. Obviously, yesterday was bad, but yeah, it's definitely getting higher.
I don't know what's heart rate variability. Is it supposed to be better if it's higher or lower? I can never remember.
It's meant to be better when it's higher. So you have a heightened response of being able to react to your stimulus, apparently, around you of some sort. I still don't really get it, if I'm really honest. I would have thought heart rate variability would be better if it was lower, because your heart rate, your beats aren't as variable.
I remember doing all the research into it for the football club. Yeah. And it was like, I was reading it, I was like, surely it's better if it's lower. Like there's less variance in your heart rate.
Yeah,
it's
like, I don't want to see
it. I think it's more about how quickly it can adapt. Do you know what I mean? Like it goes, right, we now need to kick into gears. Let's fucking go. Like it's that thing.
And it's definitely, it's just, obviously, if I've trained, let's say, 14 times in the last 20 days, I've gotten a little bit fitter, probably. So it's definitely, it trended up with my fitness level, and it definitely trended up with better sleep. It's usually when I sleep badly, it's fucking terrible. And when my sleep is great, it's fine. So yeah, the HRV stuff is interesting. But yeah. So this month, mine is at 44, when previous month was at 36. So I'm getting better, Dan. So I'm winning. Ooh, anyway, yeah.
What's mine? I don't know what mine is. Better find out now.
Yeah. Yours
Let's find
be
out
good.
if we can do this comparison. This comparison.
And we'll do a comparison one before I fly out, I think.
Average heart rate variability, 83.
83
last night, 83.
Wow, that's really high.
Milliseconds. That's because I'm super fit, mate. Don't worry about it.
I've never
and
got
my heart rate was 39 on average last night.
See, my heart rate goes nowhere near that at all. Are you
my average heart rate variability?
Sorry,
my average heart rate variability last night was 103.
What? I swear you're getting different readings. I can't get anywhere near that.
103 milliseconds, it says.
Yeah. 100%. I know.
Average for the week was 98. Average for the month was 82. Average for the year has been 73. So it's trending up. Like, I definitely think this one's better.
Because they're all crazy. I don't think the Whoop graph even goes that high.
No, look, I'm not lying, mate. Look, there you go, 103.
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah. Well,
maybe
mine would go nowhere near that.
39 average heart rate, 99% oxygen saturation. Yeah, don't worry about that. It's all good. Yeah, I got a 83% sleep efficiency. That's good. Probably should be higher than that, shouldn't it? But
be interesting.
Yeah, I feel like the data you get is probably a bit better. It's kind of hard to see some of the averages on this. I'm sure if I looked into it a bit more, I could probably find them better. I wonder if they can. I'm wondering if I can look at it on computer actually, rather than just on the app. Maybe that.
We'll see.
But when I got my ring replaced, they gave me a free lifetime membership as well to all the extra things in it because for the inconvenience. I was like, I've taken a chance, but okay, cool. Inconvenience, you say? Yeah.
That's fair. Nice. All right. We'll discuss some topics today then. Before because we're meant to do an actual show on this with Nathan, because he's like a doctor and stuff. Yeah, he knows about heart and cardiology and all that. He won't tell us about the athletes that he works with because he's like, patient confidentiality. We'll try and get him out of it, but we'll absolutely boring.
Give him some drink before he comes on.
I've always because he does medicals for players that are just about to sign places, and I'm like, just tell me, and
I'll put some money on,
and I'll tell like someone like, wait, you don't have a clue, like, and I'll put some money on it, and then we'll be good. It'll be all good. I won't share the winnings, don't worry. So he's like, no, I'll get done. I was like, no, you won't. Who's looking at you?
No one cares. It's fine.
Right. So just obviously I was in the UK PTs group. But I think this was actually from the My Protein group. I think Dan has an opinion on this. You work with a lot of personal trainers, as do I. And one of the things on the topic was I'm thinking about doing a master PT course. Should I do this? And then which led me on to thinking qualifications. So Dan, you've I guess employed a couple of coaches, and I've looked at a lot of fucking coaches, and what is the qualifications you want, and what's your fitness CV?
I think with it, like, firstly, the master trainer shit is just like, for me, a master trainer is absolutely bullshit, and you earn the right to be called a master trainer. You don't get fucking qualified to become a master trainer. You are either
That's
a master
what
trainer.
I said. I literally wrote on it, and I was just like, you realise that you could call yourself captain master trainer right now if you really wanted to. It's not a title.
No. And anyone who is actually a master trainer wouldn't call themselves master trainer.
No.
Exactly. But in terms of qualifications, like, I just think it's really overemphasized. Like, yes, we want some level of CPD, and you want to make sure that you're continually learning stuff and on the pulse with things. But I think that comes nowadays who you follow more than it comes from qualifications. I think qualifications are so backwards. I think we've both done enough qualifications to know that you just do the qualification to pass the exam, and you don't actually get as much real world experience as you think you do. So literally, from our point of view, is you need to have a level 3 PT so that you can get insured. I don't say for any other reason I don't need you to be level 3 PT qualified because I think it makes you a better trainer. I don't think it does at all. It's literally because that's what you need to do to get public liability insurance. Simple as that. After that, there's no qualifications that I would be looking for. it comes down to an individual case by case basis of like, how much do you know? How much can you apply? What sort of results have you had with people? Do I want to spend time with you? They're the things that I would look at. And again, it's funny sitting on the other side now, because I remember when you're at uni and you're younger and you go for jobs, you get told it's all about your CV, all about your covering letter. And the more I realize now that that's just to get you through the door. It's just a filtering process, really. And actually, I would have worried a lot less about interviews knowing now what I know if I'd have gone to them. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I'd have turned up to them now, I would be a lot more chilled about certain things. And people just want to know they got on with you and have a laugh. And I think much like we talk about social media and how professionalism and all this sort of stuff, I actually think turn up to an interview and actually being quite relaxed and yourself and showing personality is going to be the thing that's going to set you apart, rather than you just being a caricature of a personal trainer or a caricature of who you think you should be. I think you're better off actually being yourself, rather than trying to live up to this fucking role and say the things you think they want to hear. Because I think that's, for me now, how I would determine why I wouldn't want to hire someone, because they just sound like everyone else. And they're saying the things that they think I want to know, and I don't. I want to know what they're like as human. And I think it's interesting, isn't it? The experience you get from it on the other side. 'Cause I'm sure you've interviewed PTs as well and gone, right, yeah, you know the books and stuff, mate, but fucking hell, what do you do with that situation? Well, I would have to make sure that the area was secure. Oh, fucking hell, no. Like, do you know, like, it's that kind of shit.
That's, yeah, like in some of the interviews and like the quiz questions. Also, I did like more technical based ones, but again, it's always the feedback of like, I didn't ask you, like, I wanted you just to coach the human, and then you ended up reeling off this, and I was like, I realized it's an interview kind of scenario, but I didn't ask you for that yet. I was like, why is that? I just want you to coach them. I want you to tell them to do something and make them do it. And as long as you've got that, and then I might be like, oh, why are you doing that? Blah, 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 that kind of thing. Especially in an interview scenario. People, like, as an interviewer, I've never asked someone to explain the intricacies of every single thing before I've asked them. I just want you to know, crack on and coach. I'm trying to see whether you can coach first. And then I might ask, why the fuck are you coaching like that? Or what the fuck are you doing? Is there a rationale to it? It's very there's always a preparation for that.
I did it when I was in football. I went for an interview at Tottenham Sports Science in the academy. I think it was the under 18. No, it was the academy. It was under 16s and under. I think it was Sports Science or something like that. And at the time, I'd done some work and things like that. I kind of knew what goes on in clubs and stuff. I went along for an interview, and I had got to the practical bit of the interview. Practical stage, where I had to design and implement a sports science or conditioning session for 8 to 10 year olds, 10 to 12 year olds, something around that mark. And I had to cover all these bases of all these things and work on these performance parameters, right? Of like improve sprint mechanics, change of direction, whatever it was, right? And I was like, okay, cool. Right, the kids, they want to have fun. I was like, let's just make this as fun as possible, this sort of shit, right? And I basically did the whole session, and it was kind of like chilled. It was fun, having a laugh with the kids, like joking around. And they were, at the end, I asked the questions. They were saying, oh, so why did you do this? Why did you do that? I was like, well, this is change direction. This is making it fun. This is goal orientated. This is teamwork, like whatever it was, right? Part of the whole game. And the feedback I got at the end of it was that I didn't cover enough of the sprint mechanics and enough of the like core curriculum of what sports science should be, all this sort of shit. And I was like, and they basically said, unfortunately, I think it was down to like last 3 or something at this point. And unfortunately, you didn't cover, the key principles that we'd like to see covered in every single sports science session delivered, every conditioning session delivered. And it was one of those points I was like, maybe this isn't for me in terms of the academy stuff. Because my response was just like, yeah, they're 9-year-old kids. I just thought they'd want to have a bit of fun as well as do this stuff. Like, I was like, for me, it was more about them having fun and enjoying the sport more than it was about them making sure that their sprint mechanics were on point. And they were like, you didn't do anything about like arm. And I was just like, okay, don't worry about it then, because I ain't doing that for you. Like, do you know what I mean? It was one of those where the opposite way, I went in thinking, just like be good with kids, show that you have, you can have a laugh and you can think on your feet. No, they wanted it fucking to the T, like textbook. And I was just like, yeah, this is not for me like, at all. So it's just one of those things where I think it just shows that, being yourself is always going to be the best thing, I think, in any sort of PT scenario, because as much as, again, that situation is the opposite of what I just talked about. It's not the environment you want to be in. Like, it's not the place you want to be. You don't want to be talking like that to fucking 9-year-old kids. You don't want to be talking like that to your clients. Like, how would you actually do this? And that's what I think for a lot of people, they go wrong. They just think it has to be done by the book every single second, every single day. And like, my God, fuck that. Couldn't think of anything worse.
Yeah, especially like I feel like we've run this through before. Like qualifications, don't bother looking for what it gives you. Just don't bother. Like, is it a qualification to give you level 3, level 4? Like, is it that exercise referral bullshit or anything like that? It's just like, unless you need it to work with a particular, like, I think the only one you possibly need, and I don't even think you actually do, is the pre and post like pregnancy stuff. That's it. And maybe massage therapy. Because did you know that if you don't have that one, you're not actually meant to put your hands on your client. Yeah, legally advised. But yeah, apart from that, I don't understand the whole like S&C. Go and do follow some. There's like I've got a couple of guys that mentor with me because they want to learn about S&C. They're not interested. I was like, you could go and do an S&C qualification, but I'm going to train you, and we're going to go through talks every other week about things in S&C that I think are way more applicable. And we'll put together stuff, which is a little bit, better in terms of, well, of course I'm going to fucking say it's better. It's cutting out all the kind of chaff, right? I don't think I always find the S&C like Instagrams quite funny. So S&C, what is it? S&C qual? What's the level 4, whatever the level 4 one is?
No idea.
I think I've sent you like some of the coaches doing plyometrics before, and it is like Bambi.
Yes.
Or it's just like Stompy. It's quite funny. It's all going to start somewhere, I guess. But yeah, it would be, for me, it would be like, it's always look who wrote it, look who's teaching it. Do you resonate with that coach? Because like Dan you've got the playbook stuff. People will buy that because that's an educational tool because they like Dan, not because he's got it accredited by SimSpa or Active IQ. I'm assuming. Like we went back on it on the PTC stuff, and we were actually an educational body. We were just like, fuck it, I can't bother to get it endorsed or buy Active IQ. It costs us $5,000 a year. For what? To have some little points. Crack on. See you later. I'm always like, if you're interested in sprinting, go to like Lee Spellman or go to Altis. If you're interested in S&C education, go to Boyle or Exos. Or if you're interested in nutrition, go do some like EIQ stuff or PM. Don't go and do it because I get the title of master trainer. I don't give a shit. Client doesn't give a shit. Not once. I don't actually. Maybe some people have been like, "Oh, you've got like a master's degree. Oh, that's good, isn't it?" And I'm like, "Fucking doesn't get me anywhere." Like, it enabled me to critically think a little bit better. That's about it. Like, I don't apply much of it. That is it. That is it. And it's like it's the case of like I write. I was talking about this to one of my clients this morning. I was like, one of the only times it's come up that it's let me be better in my career was I write for My Protein, but I get double and possibly like triple my pay because I have a master's degree compared to a level 3 personal trainer. No bearing on my writing skill whatsoever. Absolutely not. Or the ability to engage or like hold an audience or copyright or whatever, just because I've got the apparent level of knowledge. And I was like, I was quite shocked. I was like, surely you should just do it based off my ability, and whatever. Like, nope. I get this rate. It's like the whole you spent this much time, therefore you get this much pay. I'm like, yeah, that doesn't really. Should it not be like you trial me and then the amount of like click throughs I get or how much people time they read my content, that kind of thing should be how much I get paid. But that's always like performance. I think it's a very capitalist way of thinking. Dan, how dare I? Performance-based rate pay. Yeah.
Don't be silly, mate. Everyone should get the same.
Everyone should get the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
No matter what.
I don't know. It seems bonkers that, but yeah, like you say, I think it's think it is drilled into us at a younger age, isn't it? To just, qualifications in education, all this sort of stuff. And like, don't get me wrong, I think having that desire to learn is important, but I just think that the way it's done is I always think that people are just trying to make money off you. A lot of the time with very formal qualifications and things like that. You don't need that many formal qualifications. And I think the only reason that a lot of businesses and stuff ask for degrees is just because it's a filtering system to go, well, our assumption is you're going to know a little bit more or be maybe slightly more intelligent. But I think even that's changing now. Like, I genuinely think even that is changing a little bit. I think with the way the world is now, with more entrepreneurs, more self-employed people, the ability to just, start online businesses quite easily and quite quickly online. I think people are starting to realize that they don't need to go to university and that kind of thing. And it'd be interesting when Isabel gets to that age. We were talking the other day about like saving up some money for her to maybe go to uni and stuff to help her out. And I was like, well, she may not go. And it's like, it's not about that. It's about maybe helping her set up a business or helping her set something up now. Whereas before it was just like, it was unheard of. It would be like, no, it would be for university. There's no other option.
Correct.
And now it's like, actually, it could be for a business or it could be for, something else. And it's just interesting the way the world is going, because I think our generation were probably the last ones that were really pushed to go to uni and told it was great and it was going to be to unlock all the secrets to the world. And you realize, no, not really. Like, it was helpful to get a foot in the door at football clubs, but now it's like, well, I don't need it now for what I do, and I don't need it for what I do now. But don't refer to any of it that I learned. Maybe on a deeper level, I kind of remembered a lot of it, but it does seem like an awful waste of money when you look back and think about how much was spent. Not from an experience point of view, it's fucking quality. But from an actual like educational standpoint, the amount of money you spent on it and how much money you could spend that money on other things, and look back and think, fucking hell, what you could do with that. But it's interesting. I wonder how many unis will survive going forward in the next few years, because I can imagine admission rates are only going down, or applications are going down, surely.
I don't know actually. I know internationals have gone down, but obviously Nathan, so the doctor man, he's a lecturer and a research fellow at UCL. But yeah, I still feel I think he's on sports science or sports medicine, something like that. He teaches. Yeah, but I think they want to expand it because it's still that high. But that might be because it's like a prestigious university. I don't know.
Apparently it says, according to UCAS, 320,000 sixth form applications have applied for university places in 2022 compared with 306 in 2021.
Wow,
and almost 50,000 more than in 2019. The latest figures cap a decade-long increase in the proportion of school leavers opting for higher education. I would not have said that.
No, because I guess we were always talking about kind of is it edu inflation, that kind of thing, like
eduflation
or eduflation, like the bachelor's degree, like master's degree is the new bachelor's degree, that kind of thing. More people who hasn't got a bachelor's degree, and you look in our industry, quite a lot of people. Doesn't really matter, but
it's gone up quite a lot actually. Looking at the year, well, we'd have gone before here, but this is the 2013 numbers were 255,000, and the 2022 numbers were 320,000.
I would have graduated from my master's degree in 2013.
Yeah. I think I did mine as well.
Yeah. Jesus. All right.
Well, I wouldn't have thought it. I mean, unless it's something more people feel that they have to do just to even get a fighting chance.
Just to eat, yeah, maybe.
I do wonder if, like I said, with the last 4 years, whether there's just been a bit of a shift in the culture.
Maybe it would be a case of, because we've spent quite a bit more time in the kind of entrepreneurial kind of self-employment state, that if you did is there like 5 million people that are self-employed or whatever in the UK? I'd imagine if you looked at the scope of percentage that have degrees to not, or like put more into higher education, I'd imagine it would be lower in the self-employed status than it is. And they'd probably put less emphasis on it and would put more emphasis on business ownership and all that kind of stuff, rather than an employee within a skill set and within a very kind of confined role, that kind of thing. So I guess we've got to be more generalist now, really, haven't we? So know as much as possible around your industry, and then know like a little bit about all the other shit that you've got to do. All right, Dan, I'm gonna ask. Let's move on, because there's a big batch on what I've seen lately and you run a relatively successful 6-week program. What would you do if there was like 3 top tips for setting up a group programming thing? What would you do?
I would make sure that I can get outstanding results on a one-to-one basis first, so that I know how I can water that service down to make it group coaching and still get great results. I think it has to have a very clear structure to it and what to expect from that. And I think your one-to-one results can give you that authority to be a bit more aggressive with a diet, or a bit more, set those boundaries a little bit with group coaching. Whereas if you don't have that, you can end up blurring the lines between group coaching and one-to-one, because you want to help a bit more and be nice. And I think if you're full with one-to-one, you're getting great results, it's easy for you to set those boundaries. I would say is that number one. Number two, the other successful part of it is, again, definitely it has to be somewhat niche related, and I think it has to have similar people in it for it to work as a community feel, for the people to engage and to feel like they're part of something. Is really important. And the third one would be to make sure that you have continuous challenges throughout it to keep people engaged, and have cash prizes, things like that, to keep people on it and accountable, because obviously with it not being one-to-one, there's a little bit less accountability. So think about how you can incorporate weekly challenges into what you do. That can be strength-based, it could be nutrition-based, it could be activity-based, it could be creativity on social media-based, whatever it could be. But there's loads of different ways you can do that. But they're the things that I would say have really helped us in what we do with that. And just think again about how it's different. How is what you're doing different to other people's 6-week shreds or plans or whatever? Otherwise, you're just another one of those, aren't you?
Yeah, it doesn't particularly, I guess, in the training world, it doesn't lend itself very well.
No, because you can't do anything in 6 weeks, can you, really?
No, you can, especially with like combine stuff. That's why I've switched to just like monthly programming, and just going through, but they're still going to test every quarter. So you have a 2-week testing period every quarter, which is written in for everybody that's on it. But I decided I made the push of just like, actually, it was a cool, but it was too long for people to be like, I'm going to stay the course. They'd rather just to pitter out, because I'm my perfect client, right? In theory, and I do that with my like training. I just have an ongoing kind of thing. So I think from like a 6-week group coaching kind of thing on the training kind of world, don't really work unless you're in kind of a sport, because I do have one of my mentor guys, and we have built an off-season program just for rugby players, and that would be like, it has to be niche down to a very specific market, I feel, and not just a general thing. So it'd be like, all right, 10 weeks to your first high rocks, that kind of thing. There's probably loads of them. Like I think I've got on one here. It's like 14 weeks to 10K or something like that. You like to be able to run something like that. I think so. I feel like instead of the generic fat loss stuff, that would be if you're going to do a training one, it has to be so pinpoint to what the outcome goal will be. And it's like, all right, get fit for, and it'd be like, all right, you're going to get fit for rugby backs, or like improve your 40-yard dash time, or all that kind of rubbish.
Yeah, I think the thing with it is, like I said, you have to know your niche, because the reason you do group coaching is usually to appeal to a wider audience of people. Because one-to-one is obviously more niche related. So the reason that fat loss stuff works better is that more people in the world want fat loss, and they want it quickly, and they want it in 6 weeks as opposed to 6 months. That you open yourself up to that. Whereas if you do go down the strength route, the training route, there's just far less people who will be interested, for one. It's far harder to find those people, too. And then also they tend to want a more bespoke approach to things, because they're like, well, I'm into my training, I know what I'm doing. So it can be a little bit tougher. Like I said, Tom knows his niche really well, because he knows that coaches don't need like the full on weekly, every single week, video check-in and all that sort of stuff.
But it's still like with you, right? It's surprising the amount of people like obviously on like a sales call, whatever. I'll go through those options, and then I'll be like, look, this is cheaper. This is what I think you should probably do because I'm not a complete balance. I won't be like, I'm going to push you toward this high price product. I'm like, actually, with the way you're training right now, blah blah blah, this might actually be better for you. They're like, no, I want more bespoke. I want this, like that kind of thing. And I'm like, yeah, there's a big discrepancy as well per month. Not big, but noticeable. I'm like, this could work just as well. Like, if I'm really honest, you'll be doing some like 80-90% of the same shit right there, but just a little bit more tailored. Like some of the B exercises will be fucking different. But yeah, it is interesting. Yeah, especially working with coaches. It's more like I guess it's the footballers and so the cricketers and stuff like that want to be part of a team, that kind of thing. A few of them can do it at the same time and like get paired in together. But
yeah, I think for more Gen Pop people, I think you have to go with the fat loss angle. I've had clients before who've tried doing like a improve your relationship with food, and it's just like no one's interested for a group project thing like that. They've tried muscle gain ones. It's like nothing's going to happen in even 12 weeks. Realistically, that's noticeable. It's just not. So that's why it's unfortunately geared around that a lot. But it's also why as well you need to have that and then be able to distinguish between what that and one-to-one coaching is and why people then need one-to-one coaching off the back of it and why you have that service in a product as well. Is the discretion, making sure you're clear between the two, what the differences are and why they need that one-to-one, because everyone does, right? You can't just lose body fat all the time. You have to actually grow and learn to get maintenance calories, train harder, push yourself, all that sort of stuff as well. So
yeah. And like, so I think the key differences between mine stuff, like obviously it's bespoke in terms of when you're talking to me every fucking week, figuring out stuff, actual advice. In terms of contact time on the group is zero, near enough zero, apart from like some messages. And it won't be bespoke. And it's very structured and set out. So like the first bit, they'll be on a GPP power phase, and then they'll move on to like a contrast phase training phase, and then they'll move on to like a plyometric phase, and then it'll test, that kind of thing. So it'll be like boom, boom, boom. That is all set out, and that's the path they follow, right? Compared to when it's one-to-one, those could be in any order in theory based off test results. Which is interesting. Right, Dan, we've got a quiz for you.
Oh gosh.
I don't think you're going to get any of these. So I put just because I thought I'd screw you up, but there was also a BBC article, and it was the 100 most nutritious foods. We're not going to go through 100 because I don't think you're looking tired already, but we'll go to the top 10. And I feel like if you get 3, I'll be impressed.
Well, they must be hard then, because you're sat there going, well, if you get 3, right? Okay.
Well, I don't know. Well, let's just see. You're a nutritionist, so and these are it's just the 100 most nutritious foods, and I purposely didn't send it to you, obviously, because you'd be like, obviously. Good. So we've got on here they do give me the calories. It gives me the price per 100 grams average and a little thing and a nutritional score. Don't really know what the nutritional score means. I'll try and look for a little explanation of what nutritional score means, because it might help us out. Oh,
They're going to be foods that I really hate, I reckon.
Scientists have studied more than 1,000 foods, assigning each nutritional score. The higher the score, the more likely each food would meet but not exceed your daily nutritional needs when eaten in combination with others.
That's every food then.
Imagine the ideal food, the one that contains all the nutrients necessary to meet, not exceed our daily nutrient demands. Blah, 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 blah. Calculate and rate by size. Doesn't really give a blurb of what the nutritional score is. I'm assuming it's going to be the best all-rounder kind of thing. You'd assume, but it probably is the BBC, so it won't be.
First guess, first one, eggs.
Eggs in the top 10. Yeah. Eggs are not in the top 10. No.
That's blasphemous. They should be in there.
I don't know where they are. I don't want them to scroll.
Raspberries.
Is there a search function on this that I could do? I don't know. There must be. I'm not smart enough to know that. Raspberries.
Mhm.
No. No. We're two down. Right, I'll give you 10 guesses essentially to
Kale?
get 3. Kale.
That's got to be
No. No,
How are
it's
they
not
picking
there.
this?
I know. Some weird ones in here, to be fair. Like I wouldn't
Blueberries.
have. Blueberries. Was this number 4? Blueberries, no.
Oh, for fuck's sake! This is ridiculous. Uh, salmon. Love
Oh,
salmon.
salmon. It's not there, but there are. I'll give you a little clue. 1, 2, 3 sources of fish that are in the top 10.
And
But I don't
one's
think you'll
not
get.
salmon.
Yeah, but I don't. You're thinking too. You're not thinking niche enough. Like.
Oh, fucking not like goji berries.
Oh no. 5
Right
down, mate.
now, I've got to think about what's in these like superfood salads. Haven't I? That's what it's going to be. It's fucking that shit in it. What's like that's that acai into the acai balls. Acai berry. Is that a berry? Acai.
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 Acai. That's not in there, but that's how you pronounce it.
Bullshit.
Acai.
That's bullshit, isn't it? That'd be
6 done. That's...
Oh my god, this shows how bad fucking BBC shit is, isn't it?
Well, I think everybody who gets nutrition coaching by Dan, it shows how much he's telling you what to eat. No idea.
Wow, clearly, yeah. Oh my god. I was about to say avocado, but that's not even in there either, is it? It's fucking
No, it's not in the top 10.
brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I'm actually at a loss now.
So look, the first one that you said, kale, is number 31.
Broccoli.
No, that's not in the top 10, but I did go past broccoli. That's 30.
You
know.
Do you know what? Oh, I bet there's something stupid like Brazil nuts or something like that. Almonds.
Oh, there we go. We'll count almonds. We got 1.
Oh, fuck off at almonds in there. Right, this
almonds,
shows how ridiculous
almonds,
it is, isn't it?
Almonds, according to the scientists, they're the number one most nutritious food.
Ridiculous.
It says 579 calories per 100 gram.
Yeah, exactly.
Boom. Rich in monounsaturated fatty acids, promote cardiovascular health, and may help with diabetes.
I think I should win a prize for getting number 1.
Number 1's pretty good.
I didn't get any of the others, but I got number 1.
No, you got
right,
2
what
more
are these top 10? Read out these top 10 then. No, come on, I've got number 1. That's all that
So we're going from 10 down?
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to lose your shit, I feel. You're going to be like, what's this? What is this list? All right, number 10 is snapper, which is fish. I like a bit of red snapper. A family of mainly marine fish, with red snapper the best known. Nutritious, but can carry dangerous toxins. That's got a nutritional score of 69.
Worth eating, then. Contains
worth
toxins,
eating.
Yeah.
Number 9 is beet greens.
The green bits of beetroot.
Yeah. The leaves of beetroot vegetables, high in calcium, iron, vitamin K, and B.
So the waste part of the food now. Brilliant.
Especially riboflavin. Nutritional score of 70. All right, number 8. Don't really get this one. This has got a higher amount of calories than the almonds. Pork fat.
Ridiculous. No one eats pork fat on its own, do they?
A good source of B vitamins and minerals. Pork fat has more unsaturated and healthier fat than lamb or beef. Okay. All right, number 7 is Swiss chard.
What is that?
A very rare dietary source of betalates. I don't know what that is. Thought to have antioxidant. A Swiss chard is like a thing, isn't it? Yeah, I thought it was like a leaf. So green leafy vegetable, isn't it? Swiss chard. Number 6 is pumpkin seeds. That one you might have got.
Ridiculous.
Including seeds of other squashes. Apparently that's quite good. So one of the richest plant-based sources of iron and manganese. Nutritional score of 84. It's pretty up there. And then I thought you were going to get this based off your superfood, and you started talking about acai, chia seeds. Chia seeds is. I thought that was in the running. I was like, you might get this one.
Honestly, that's appalling, isn't it? The fact that's in there.
Tiny black seeds. They're fucking like get it stuck in your teeth as well. I would just don't eat them for that. Number 4 is flatfish. Like sole and flounder, generally free from mercury and a good source of essential nutrient B1. Number 3 is ocean perch. Not a week goes by when I have my ocean perch. Sometimes called rockfish. High in protein, low in saturated fats. Doesn't surprise me that like it's fish is usually the thing. Because like if you look through, isn't it the most healthy hearts of like populations and like cultures and stuff like that? It's normally like Mediterranean diet. They all just eat like shit tons of fish, and they live forever. So eat lots of fish. And number 2, I can't even pronounce this. That's how rare it is, or my vernacular is pretty low. Cherimoya, is that a thing?
Never heard of it.
Cherimoya. I'll put it in the chat. There we go.
Never ever heard of that.
What is this? It's a fruit of some kind, isn't it? By the Inca people. Edible fruit-bearing plant. Cherimoya. Fruit fleshy sweet with white pulp. Vitamin A, C, B1, B2, potassium. Nutritional score of 96, Dan. Get your clients on their cherimoya. And then number 1, you got it, almonds. Well done. Good job.
I'm just proud of myself for getting almonds, mate.
I feel like this is content ready to go for you. Other notable mentions, we got some pike. Who's eating pike?
Oh my God, where do these people get their food from?
Scallops is pretty good. Frozen spinach, lovely.
Why
That's
frozen?
Good. I don't know. Collard greens, love a bit of collard greens. Chili peppers, kale, cod, mustard leaves, coriander, roe. There's so much fish in here, it's insane. Chinese cabbage, sea bass, herring, fresh spinach. Weird. Why is frozen spinach better than normal spinach then?
Wants to keep more nutrients in or something.
Plantain, love a bit of plantain. Tuna, eel, lovely. Green lettuce, tomatoes, chives, mackerel, cayenne, sour cherries, kumquats, oranges, 82, red currants, lovely. Jalapenos. What was number 100? Mr. Irrelevant was the sweet potato. There you go. All right. So if you're getting nutrition advice from Dan, I'd quit if I were you.
Yeah, just eat all the foods on that list. You'll be fine. Just go find some. Just go find some ocean perch and some cherimoya.
Whenever you need it, just remember that your pork fat at 632 calories per 100 gram. That is the one to have. Okay. Whenever you're having 100 grams of fat, have the pork fat because it's super high in calorie, and you definitely won't put on weight. It's only 95 cents per 100 grams, though, mate. So that's pretty good.
Rack them into
it. Calorie dense, but if you're looking at your calories per meal, yeah, and how much it costs you, it's pretty good. Whereas having Swiss chard is only 19 calories, but for 29 cents per 100, it's going to cost you more money to get your same amount of calories in there.
Madness, isn't it? Oh, the world is mad.
I know. All right, mate. Any other business?
Not for me, mate. No.
I pissed you off. This was exactly what that was going to
do. Just love the nutrition world. You gotta love it.
All right, guys.
If anyone's interested, by the way, and wants a bit of a laugh, Joel Seaman started releasing more videos recently that are even more batshit crazy than before. Just everyone know.
Oh no, it's constantly April Fools, isn't it? On his.
I feel like he's really stepped up this year, though. I feel like he's really gone above and beyond this year with his stupidity. Like he's doing it on purpose now. Like before, I was wondering. Now I know he's doing it on purpose. Just go watch. You'll see.
Do another whole Joel Seaman show. Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next week.
See you later.